My directions? What directions? Also, can people hear me? Oh, good. That's good. Alright, so still got another 10 minutes to go before the stream officially starts, so for now I'll just wait for people to get in here. Introduce yourselves. Hello! Hi, Kylie. Wolfen TV. Do I know you? I'm guessing I do, but as who? Hi, Kayla. Yes, you did, and with 10 minutes to spare. Oh, hey, Trish. Awesome. Yes, I was definitely wanted to get at least one person from the paleo side of things on here. I do not know. I have not seen Monster Hunter. I really don't know anything about it. Oh, you should see my old Skype name. I'm not even going to say it out loud here. And nobody who knows me on Skype better say it either. Good. Better. Okay, so it looks like we got 5 people in here so far. Anjanath. Do a quick search on that. Oh, okay, it's kind of neat looking. Oh yes, the art for the menu here. Yes, this game has awesome art. I'm gonna be pimping this game so hard, just throughout, because it's really incredible. Just what they have done here. Abysme, yay! Shout out to Abysme for helping me to get this set up. At all, because I was stumbling through the directions until I messaged him, and he really is the hero here. Without Abysme's help, this would probably not be here. Okay, we'll see Kayla in a little bit. Alright, 7 people so far. This is already surpassing my expectations. What that says either about my expectations or what's going on here, I'll leave up to you. I guess I should start trying to come up with more excuses to talk. I guess that is sort of the point of a live stream, isn't it? Oh well, once we get really started, we'll start officially in another 6 minutes or so. Once the questions start coming in, then hopefully that will unlock my chat unit. Oh, but yeah, how about that main menu? I do not have enough good things to say about the artistry and the talent that went into creating this game. Oh God. Skinner! I did back this on Kickstarter. It is available now. Whether or not you should go ahead and purchase it now, I might hold off a little bit. As you can see, it's still in early access, and there are still a few bugs that need to be worked out and still a lot of things to be added. So you might want to hold off a little bit if you're thinking of buying it. It's still probably a couple years away from being complete. So just as an example, right now there's only one playable dinosaur. But when the game is finished, there will be 6. So that just kind of goes to show you just how much they still have to add. But even in its current form, it's absolutely beautiful and fun, and really gives you a really good sense of what's to come. Crocodiles haven't changed much over the epochs. Very superficial statement. If you look at crocodiles and crocline reptiles in the Mesozoic era, you'll see they have some really crazy relatives that are very, very different from their modern forms. There are cursorial running crocs. There are, fully marine crocs, or very nearly fully marine crocs. There are croc relatives that are herbivorous and are armor-plated with pig snouts. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of the whole crocs haven't changed in millions of years thing. Superficially, they do resemble some forms that were around in the Mesozoic, and we'll even take a look at some that are in this game. But that's kind of more of a superficial thing. Why is anything a meme now? Why does anything get turned into a meme? That's the real question. And that is a real question. I'd love to know why anything gets turned into a meme. Because I'll tell you one thing, it's certainly nothing that I would predict. It's certainly nothing that seems intuitive for me. By the way, I also watched that episode when it first aired, but I was 3 years old at the time. I had an older brother who watched The Simpsons, so I watched quite a bit of it when it was airing in its halcyon days. But that episode in particular, I remember vividly, actually, Incredibly Tall Man chasing Nelson and setting him straight, pulling down his pants and commanding him to march. Now here's something interesting meme-wise. There are certain things out there that do seem to be lend themselves more to meme culture than others. Like SpongeBob, for example, if you compare it to similar shows at the time, it's really taken off. All right, we got 2 more minutes till we get started here officially. Oh. Dubai was lit. What? I'm afraid I might have done that, actually. See, I let all of you in here, and that was my mistake, clearly. Of course, my biggest mistake was letting me in here. Alright, it's 9 o'clock. At least my computer says it is, and that's all that matters. So, welcome everybody to the Prasokour Plays Saurian, Answers Questions, Maybe for Money stream, etc. So the whole point of this stream is I'm going to be playing this game here called Saurian, which is a dinosaur simulator. So I'm going to actually be playing as a dinosaur, and it's going to be my job to survive and not get eaten by other animals. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to be answering your questions. Now, I am hoping to raise a little bit of money here. I need a new tablet pen. I'm currently in the process of writing and illustrating my second book. And that process has gotten a little hard and a little annoying because my tablet pen is kind of screwing up. So I have my PayPal in the description there. It's pmraptor98@cox.net. Oh god, that Jurassic World 2 teaser. Oh god, I don't even know what to think about that. I mean, I kind of like it because it's like, oh, it looks like they are kind of doing something different, but the different thing they're doing is being a full-on, full-fledged monster movie, which not where I would take the series. You can donate to my PayPal. It is pmraptor98@cox.net. It's in the description for the video. Again, you don't have to donate if you don't want to. I will still be more than happy to answer your questions. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, you know, I need an excuse to talk about this stuff. As far as like how much should you donate, I kind of have, I guess there's sort of like an honor thing where it's like, if you give me a simple question that's like a yes or no question, that's like maybe $1. Whereas, you know, talk about the distribution of filamentous and tegumentary structures across Ornithuran, something like that, maybe more of like a $5 thing, and then everything in between. Again, though, not required. You don't have to do it. I'll still answer your question, and I'll still be happy to do it. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is talk a little bit about some of the things in this game. So first, I want us to meet our cast of characters. These are the animals that we're going to be seeing in the game. This is far from complete. The game is still 2 years away from being fully made. Totally not a xenomorph thing. Yes, really. I mean, at this point, I think my friend actually compared that to a scene from Monsters Inc. when it almost like coming out of the closet. Yes, this Triceratops, beautiful. Triceratops prorsus. So these are the animals that we're going to be meeting in the game. They are all from the Hell Creek Formation, which is a group of rocks from the very, very latest Cretaceous period, 66 million years ago. This is meant to represent a single moment in time. So the Hell Creek Formation spans 2 million years. This is meant to be the very, very, very topmost layer. So we're talking like days before the extinction event. And the extinction event will actually be a part of the game in later down the line. So here you can see their Triceratops design. In the next update, they are hopefully going to be adding another color pattern to the Triceratops. There's going to be sexual dimorphism. The females will be another color. How colorful dinosaurs might have been. It's really hard to talk about dinosaur colors, of course, because most of the time no trace of that is left in the fossil record. The vast majority of the time we have absolutely no clue. Well, some of the things we can say about color are that it's very unlikely that we're going to see very bright colors like bright reds, yellows, oranges in carnivores for two reasons. One, carnivores don't want to be brightly colored. They want to be have mute colors so that they can be camouflaged, blend in, so they don't be seen by other animals. But also because the structures you need in order to generate very bright colors, what are called carotenoids, usually you don't find those in animals. You find those in plants and insects. So if you're drawing a dinosaur and you want to draw a colorful dinosaur, you should probably stick with either an herbivore or an insectivore. So it's more likely that we'd see bright colors in a Triceratops like this than we would in, say, Dakotaraptors. Dakotaraptor, this is the dinosaur we're going to be playing as. Which dinosaurs are the most colorful? Well, if you want to get really technical, and I know you do, probably parrots. Parrots, birds of paradise, turacos, very, very colorful. As for the most colorful non-avian dinosaurs, unfortunately, we actually don't have any fossil evidence of very bright colors in dinosaurs. All the fossil evidence of dinosaur colors we have are mostly blacks, whites, browns, reds, very dull earth tones. And I do wonder if that's just because most dinosaurs were like that, or if there's something about those melanosomes that makes them more apt to be preserved. But here we have, this is the only playable dinosaur available right now. This is Dakotaraptor steini, my all-time favorite dinosaur, the dinosaur I like to portray myself as on the internet. This is our human silhouette here, Uncle Bob, based off the famous paleontologist Robert Bacher. He's the guy I'm actually posing with in my Facebook photo. So next up, we have Pachycephalosaurus here. These guys are going to be a real pain in the ass. They are herbivores, but they're very aggressive in the game. They will not pass up a chance to chase you and kill you to eliminate a potential threat. Your typical dome-headed dinosaur, scoots and spikes all around the skull here, very wide-bodied. I love the thing they did with the tail here. This is a nice piece of speculative artwork here. The scoots and flatness of the tail here. I think Pachycephalosaurus is only known from a skull material, but I might be wrong on that. Next up, T-Rex. Now, this is probably a little bit too feathery. Before the game was released, after the game was released, a new paper came out claiming that Tyrannosaurs were probably mostly scaly, at least on the lower parts of their bodies. If they were going to redo this model, the only thing I would really suggest would just take off some of the parts on the torso here. Other than that, this is a perfectly valid reconstruction based on a specimen called Stan, who has a disproportionately large head compared to other T-Rex specimens. See here, DePalma's Ornithuran. If you're wondering why this animal doesn't have a more specific name, there are two possible reasons for that. One, it has not yet been described, so it actually doesn't have a name. Or two, it's not known from enough material to assign it a name. They know it's a bird, but they don't know any more than that. These guys are going to be nice little snacks for us, especially as little ones. Next we have Borealisuchus. Would T-Rexes run or walk parallel like that? Parallel like what exactly? As for how fast they'd be able to run, you'll see this in the game when they're chasing us. It's not so much a run so much as is a fast walk with some very wide strides, but they can do pretty quick on this. Modern studies seem to show the T-Rex, not the fastest animals out there, probably can do somewhere between 10 and 20 miles an hour at the most. But that's fine if you're a T-Rex because you don't have to be, running down the thing. He's leaning over quite a bit. Ah, okay, yes. Yeah, no, this is the typical body posture for dinosaurs. Anytime you see a dinosaur that is with like a T-Rex, it's like its back sticking straight up in the air, tail dragging behind it. That's an outdated idea of how dinosaurs were put together. That's an impossible posture for them to take. Their legs would basically pop out of their hips if they tried to do that. But back to Borealisuchus here. Borealisuchus is a crocodile, as you can see here. A pretty big crocodile. Similar to this guy here, the Brachycampsa. This is an alligatoroid, so kind of similar to alligators and caimans. A little bit smaller. Camops, little lizard guy here. This is going to be another one of our snack items when we're young and little. And lastly, this guy, he's pretty interesting. He's called Paleosanawa. Paleosanawa is a large relative of lizards like the Gila monster and the Mexican beaded lizard. As you can see, it looks a lot like them, though a lot bigger. It's more closer in size to a large tegu or monitor lizard. And like modern Gila monsters, they are venomous. He is edible. He is edible. We can't eat him, but he'll bite back. And if he bites us, we get envenomed. And we just have to, if we're young, that means death pretty quickly. As we get older and as we get bigger, we can fight off the venom. But we have to make sure that we keep ourselves well fed and well hydrated to fight off the venom's effects. So that's our current cast of characters. Like I said, there's still a lot of animals to add to the game. Quetzalcoatlus, Edmontosaurus, though they're calling it Anatosaurus in the game, Ankylosaurus, Denversaurus, so many dinosaurs to add. But for now, let's go back to the main menu and let's start a new game. So we're going to play as Dakotaraptor. So, anyone want to suggest names for our Dakotaraptor here? I do have one thing in mind, but I'll see what you guys suggest first. Snoopy? Does it look like a Snoopy to you? I guess a little bit more. Feathery boy? Red? Ah, I get that. I get that. I don't think anyone else in the chat will get that, but I get that. Dr. Bummo, Spoopy, Doopy. Feathers. You know what? I'm going to go with red, because I am ashamed of myself for not thinking of that earlier. For those who don't know, that's based on a book by Robert Bacher called Raptor Red. Oh, you got a hyper. Cool. Torchic. Oh, nice. It's a book about a Utah raptor that's actually told from the perspective of the Utah raptor. And if it's going to be red, then it's going to be female. I'm going to play on casual difficulty just so it's easier. The other ones are normal and realistic. And realistic, yeah, they mean that. If you die, you die. You have to start over from when you're hatched. And you don't get to save at all. Oh, was that... Did you think I meant that supposed fifth raptor from Jurassic World that was red? Was that what you were thinking of? Oh wait, I just fucking did it. Oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I'm not doing this. Okay, female. Oh, I'd love to see that too, yeah. Yes, override it. Don't want that. More intense. It's actually not going to get more intense than this. There really isn't much music in the game, and the background stuff is pretty mild. Having said that, I will turn the sound on the game down a little bit. Okay. Alright, so here we are. We're a little hatchling. There's my sibling, and there's my parent. Now, unfortunately for me, Dakota raptors are not good parents. They are not going to hunt for me. They are not going to really do much to protect me. As you can see here, they're just kind of off doing their own thing, getting stuck in trees. And the AI for them is pretty bad. They will... Oh, hi, Zaph. They will basically go out of their ways to get themselves killed. At least that's what it feels like. And yes, Zaph, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just follow my parent here until they get themselves killed, and that's going to be my first snack. Because that's the easiest thing to do. Looks like we're close to the coast. That blue water there, that's salt water. We can't drink that, so we have to go farther inland to find some fresh water. Fresh water is brown. I can smell for prey by pressing E. This will create little scent clouds that will help me to find... Oh, what was that? What are you doing? Oh, he went after a bird. Ornithuran. Plants weren't necessarily bigger back then. So, like, for example, there are some redwood trees over here. These aren't really any bigger than the redwood trees we have today. It's mostly a matter of, some plant groups would have been bigger, some plant groups would have been smaller. So, for example, ferns would have been gigantic in the Carboniferous period. But no, what you're seeing here is what you would get. Everything about this environment, everything, the plants, all the way down to the leaves are based on fossils. And if you don't believe me, you can look at their website. They have everything, all their research compiled there. It's often been said that Saurian may be one of the first games ever to have a works cited page. My parent is standing right in front of a bird, and they're not snapping at it. And the bird isn't flying away. What the heck? Uh-oh. I bit my parent. That's not always a good thing to do. But I'm eating the bird now. Tasty. Tasty, tasty. Can raptors swim? Probably. Pretty much all animals can swim. There are very few animals that can't swim. Most of the animals that can't swim is because they're too muscular, and muscle is a lot more dense than fat. See what I said about the Pachycephalosaurus? They go over right, and they go over right there to kill it. That's it, I'm out of here. Thanks a lot for nothing, Mom or Dad. I can't tell. S-tier Protoraptor? No, they're adorable. They're adorable. Here's one of my siblings. I can make a little threat display. I can chirp. I need to get away from this fresh water. I need to take a drink. Oh yeah, I'm really thirsty. I think I was drinking some salt water when I was eating that bird. And if you drink salt water, your thirst goes down because, well, you're drinking salt water. Of course your thirst is going to go down. This is what I like to do when I'm a young one still growing. I like to hang out by the rivers because it's easy to find food and water. Kind of loonish, a little bit more high-pitched. That will change as they get older. They get more screechy noises as they get bigger. So you got to be really careful when walking through these horsetails and these ferns along the water's edge, because crocodiles do hide in them. One kind of interesting thing that will happen when you move the camera is the raptor will actually move its head in the same way. So if I turn to the left, he moves his head to the... or she moves her head to the left, I should say. Alright, here's some fresh water. Oh wait, no, this is still salty. This is an estuary. Gotta go further inland. There we go. Nice fresh water. Alright. Still not seeing anything to eat. Birds like to hang out along the water's edge. Oh, that's another thing that will happen. If there's something of interest, she'll turn her head toward that. And it looked like she did just there, but I'm not seeing it. Not much to eat around here. I'll keep looking, I guess. No eating the pretties. Yeah, tell that to everything else that's living around here. This game is meant to be as realistic as possible, and one of the ways it accomplishes that is the fact that dinosaurs have very short life expectancy in their first year. About 90% of dinosaurs died in their first year. That filter is me smelling. How fast do raptors run? Raptors probably don't run very fast. Their legs are kind of short and stocky compared to other dinosaurs. Good for jumping and kicking, not so good for fast running. I can't really give you like a miles per hour calculation, but probably 15 to 20, I would think. Well, I'm going to challenge you on the premise of that question. I think people like feathered dinosaurs. I work at a museum, and I volunteer at another museum, and whenever I talk about feathered dinosaurs, people of all ages, kids and adults, love them. We have this new feathered T-Rex toy model came out a couple years ago from Safari Limited, and it outsold the scaly T-Rex models despite being significantly more expensive. I think the whole thing about people not liking feathered dinosaurs is a very small group of vocal Jurassic Park people who just don't want the dinosaurs to change. I think people love feathered dinosaurs. I think they're excited to see the new research or new ideas about what dinosaurs look like. I mean, you people in the chat have been going wild over how cute this baby Dakota Raptor is. I think people are, interested in this new idea that maybe, dinosaurs, some of them might have looked cute. Maybe they look very different from how we typically perceive them. Here's a Brachycampsa, one of our alligators. Looks like he's doing a little sunbathing. I wonder if Yeah, I think it's a vocal minority. The overwhelming vast majority of people that I've talked to about this, they love feathered dinosaurs. They love the science. They love that we're learning more and getting a better idea of what dinosaurs actually look like. I'm trying to provoke a reaction out of this guy, because the crocodiles can do a threat display if they feel threatened, but maybe he just doesn't feel threatened by me. It's not a result of gene tampering, it's a result of not wanting to do something different. I always say that. You can use many in-universe hand waves as you want about frog DNA. Oh, hey David. But at the end of the day, the reason the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park don't have feathers is because Steven Spielberg and Colin Trevorrow and everyone else working on the movie does not want them to have feathers. That's the one and only reason. If they wanted them to have feathers, they would do it. God, I cannot find anything to eat. I'm not starving. Oh, see? Hiding in the horsetails. Yep, snapped at me. But you're too slow. Feathers are more difficult to animate, but we've been animating feathers since pretty much actually immediately after Jurassic Park. Jumanji came out 2 years after Jurassic Park, and there were pelicans in that. Feathers are only ever hard to animate on dinosaurs for some reason. They're never hard to animate on birds. But there were 5 billion owls in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone. There were the eagles in the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, we've been doing feathers and doing them fine on birds forever. And if we can do them on birds, we can't do them on dinosaurs. The reason people think that it's hard to render feathers on dinosaurs is because they have a different... Yeah, Jumanji didn't look as good, but they did it. They still did it. But the reason people think it's hard to render feathers on dinosaurs is because of the way they think about feathering a dinosaur. They think that basically you start with a naked dinosaur and then just individually stick every feather on it. And yeah, that would take forever to render, but that's not how you do it. You do what you do with a bird, which is you do the silhouette. You model the silhouette, and then you just do a fine layer of feathers over that. That's how most birds are animated, and that's how you should animate, and that's how this is animated. That's how they animated these dinosaurs. Alright, it's nighttime, so I'm going to go to sleep. Time's going to pass. Feathers are probably a little bit harder than hair because they're structurally more complex. But again, we've been doing hair and feathers and fur for decades. I mean, you can argue about how good it looks, and yeah, I would argue that, up until maybe like 2005, none of it was particularly great. But we were doing it. It wasn't stopping people from doing it. I know, it does seem odd. There doesn't seem to be any consequence for where you choose to sleep. Maybe that's something they can work out in the game. That, like, if you try to go to sleep, like, right next to the water, it'll be like, you cannot sleep here. This is a dangerous, exposed place. But the thing about sleeping, though, is that it deprives water and food. So I have to find food. Uh-oh, there's Pachycephalosaurus over there. Now, right now, I'm small enough so that they're not really concerned with me, but once I reach adolescence, they will actively attack me to eliminate me as a potential threat. You don't even have to get that close to them either. They are like worse than boars or hippos. in that regard. Yeah, unfortunately, there aren't any Ankylosaurus in the game yet. There will be because they are a Hell Creek alumnus. And they'll actually be a playable dinosaur. Oh, there's a T-Rex! I think he wants to go after the crocodile here. And for some reason, the crocodile came onto land. See, the T-Rex is looking at the crocodile, the Borealisuchus. Now, thankfully, I am too small to be of any concern to T-Rex. Grand Dinosaur Civilization. Not in the plan, I don't think. Yep, beautiful. And also, honestly, a lot scarier, I think, than your typical Jurassic Park, because of how silently it moves. It moves very quietly, and, you know, that's pretty realistic. I mean, you think elephants, Theodore Rex, go so to hell, David. Go so to hell. Large animals move silently and very gracefully, and oh darn it, bird flew away. See, I love how he looks up at the bird, or she looks up at the bird. I'm like, oh, very piningly. Where'd it go? Is it under the water? That's a bug they gotta fix. Sometimes things will actually go underwater and, like, breathe. What are you looking at, Red? What are you looking at? I have no idea what she is looking at. My head's going crazy. I have got to find some food. Oh, there's something over there. Oh, I think I know what this... Oh, yep. That, my friends, is called an Acaroraptor. That's another raptor that lives here at Hell Creek. Oh, thank you, Kayla. I really appreciate that. But it's much smaller. That's a full-grown one. They're smaller than me, at least when they're grown. Oh, there's a lizard. There's a lizard bracket. There's a Chemops. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, I killed it. Yes. No, 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 no. Acaroraptors are about the size of a chicken, and I am a tasty snack to them right now. Once I advance to juvenile stage, I'll be their size, and so I will be able to take them on, but they can still kill me fairly easily. They don't really become an easy meal until I reach adolescence. Yum, yum, yum. Birds. Some nice DePalma's Ornithuran. Yum, yum. I'll take a nice little drink of water, because why not? Alright. Oh, there's two more Pachy's over there. Pachycephalosaurus are pretty common in the game right now, and they will oftentimes spawn in pairs, in mated pairs, because that's the behavior they've come up with them for the game. So though that's a male and female, they're a mated pair, and for some reason they're pestering that crocodile over there, even though they have absolutely no reason to. It's on land, it's not even a threat to them. Oh, I'm looking at something. What am I looking at? Fred, what are you looking at, dear? Oh, there's a bird! You can see it! It's under the water! And I can't bite. Or maybe I can. I'm not really good at killing when I'm swimming. Land Before Time is a great dinosaur movie. There's really not much more else to say about it. It's a great dinosaur movie. Arguably the best dinosaur movie. I think it is kind of right up there with movies like Jurassic Park as far as dinosaur movies go. The scents are color-coded, so if you see a green cloud like that, that means it's from an herbivore. Uh-oh, that Pachy is threatening me. That was a threat display. Orange clouds or yellow clouds are carnivores, and purple is carrion. Purple's dead stuff. Oh, something is here. Oh, I might just be reacting to all the scents that are around here. See, the Pachy's looking at me. I love it's kind of like contemplating, should I kill it? Oh! Hey! I can advance to the next growth stage! I've made it to my first year. I'm in the top 10% of the dinosaurs that actually survived their first year. Yeah, 493 was bad. I don't like, you know, not like the classic 387. Oh, yikes. What are you doing? You're just kind of... Oh, that's odd. These two Pachy's appear to be fighting. I wonder if these are... I wonder if they're sexual competitors. So I've gotten a little bit bigger now. My run is actually a little more floofy. My color scheme has changed a little bit, and my threat display is also a little bit more intimidating. And now, as long as I'm careful, I can attack Acaroraptors, the Caroraptors. I'm actually not sure how it's pronounced. You cannot have sex in the game yet, but that will be a mechanic later on, because in many ways that is sort of how you win this game, is to reproduce. That's the ultimate end goal of you know, being a wild animal, to survive and to reproduce. So that will hopefully one day be a feature of the game. How hot is the climate? Like Florida. That's kind of like this is kind of like the same climate as Florida, but in a much higher latitude. The worst dinosaur movie I've ever seen and the worst dinosaur representation. That's kind of hard because remember, you know, I like watch like Mystery Science Theater, so I have a pretty high bar when it comes to bad movies. Trying to think about like what the absolute worst one is. I think I'm gonna say the absolute worst dinosaur representations are any of those movies where they basically just take a lizard, shoot it really up close, maybe stick some fins on it. I'm gonna say that's the worst because it's the laziest, and also because there are some like animal rights violations going on there. I know there's at least some movies where they put them together and they actually like have them fight violently. So I'm going to say those are the worst representations. As for the actual worst movie, I think I once saw this movie called like Cannibal Girls and Dinosaur Hell or something like that. It was something really crazy and bad, and I don't know. I can't even remember. It was like really bad, but yeah. Trish, are you still there? Or did you leave? Oh, there you are. Yes, Good Dinosaur is very disappointing. Trish, I don't know. I'm sure you know that the Speculative Dinosaur Project, that's kind of like, whenever I hear, like, when I heard that Pixar was doing the alternate timeline dinosaur scenario, I just thought, oh wow, think of all the talent and imagination that can... I don't blame you, not a bit. All that Pixar talent and creativity that we just saw in Inside Out earlier that year, and I'm like, it's a boy and his dog story? That's what you're going with these lame ass... oh, Triceratops. There's a small herd over there. I love We're Back. I mean, it's crazy as all hell, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, and yeah, it's kind of terrible and all over the place, but it's the kind of terrible that I just can't help but love. It definitely helps that I grew up with it. I love how people often joke that We're Back was specifically made to be the child-friendly alternative dinosaur movie to Jurassic Park. They were both produced by Steven Spielberg, and they both came out at the same time, and that was why it was made. Triceratops didn't evolve into anything because they actually died out in the end of the Cretaceous extinction, so they didn't leave any descendants. Prehistoria? Do you mean Prehysteria? The one with the little dinosaurs? That apparently got like 3 sequels? Oh, there's a bird. No, 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 no! Ah! Ran away. You can actually catch them mid-flight if you're fast. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Trish, is that We're Back is infinitely more terrifying, especially to young children, than Jurassic Park was. Which is also partially why I love it. Yeah, prehysteria, as in, like, hysterical. I mean, the imagery in We're Back is actually kind of wonderful. In a horror context? Did I get it? Yes, I did. Oh, yes. I got you. I got you mid-flight. Yes, Trish has reviewed both those movies on her blog, and you should totally check it out. Unfortunately, I'm the only one who can post links in the chat, but and I can't really do that right now. But if Trish, if you want to give them the name to your blog, I'd highly recommend it, especially David and Kayla. Trish reviews Disney movies. She's a big animation and Disney person. And Trish, Kayla and David have their own podcast called Animusings, in which they are currently going through the history of Disney's animated canon. So I think you both would appreciate each other's material. For my thoughts on the movie Dinosaur, you'll have to wait till the eventual Animusings episode. No. Dinosaur, I would also say, again, that's a disappointing movie, because, I'm going to go to sleep. Dinosaur was, it was supposed to just be a feature-length adaptation of the Rite of Spring segment of Fantasia, as was The Land Before Time before it. But The Land Before Time, at least, the change was made early enough that they could actually like write a story with like good, decent writing. Whereas Dinosaur, the decision was clearly made at pretty last minute. So the story is very boring and not interesting, and the characters are generic, and the writing is bad. Which is a shame, because the first 5 minutes of the movie, where there's no talking animals, is abso-fucking-lutely magnificent. I've often said the first 5 minutes of Dinosaur are like some of the best dinosaur movies ever. Another bird. Gotcha. Super Mario Brothers movie, have never seen it, have absolutely no interest in seeing it. Saying Super Mario Brothers movie has dinosaurs in it is kind of like saying Twilight has vampires in it. The animatronic dinosaurs dream of electric feathers. I thought all dinosaurs were animatronic. Also, hello, Dead Palette. I thought all dinosaurs were robots. Yeah, they did use it for a trailer. There's only one other movie they've ever done that with. The Lion King, where they just released the first 5 minutes as the opening, and it was gorgeous and magnificent and made everybody want to see it, whereas The Lion King actually had something to offer after that. Dinosaur did not. And here's an Acroraptor. I want to see if I can try to kill it. Alright. And... Bite, 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 bite. Run away, run away, run away, run away, run away. Oh, wow, he's a lot faster than I thought. Attack from behind. Oh, that's another thing I can do now. I forgot to mention. I can actually jump on my prey, but that's not a very effective killing method yet. It's much easier to just go up and bite things. Alright, I have him on the run. I've heard... Okay, yes, I killed him. Yum. All dinosaurs were skeletons. Yes. Yum. That's the other good thing about killing my interspecies competitor. He makes a good meal. Creepy eyes on the Acroraptor, to be honest. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. This is going to keep me well fed for a long time. Unfortunately, I did lose quite a bit of health there. I love this little butt shake she does here when she eats. She like shakes her butt a little bit, shakes her tail feathers. These are Val's hand puppets. Yeah. I only had the one for the male character, and that one was also... I do remember that being painful, though I did keep mine for a little bit longer than I probably should have. Unfortunately, I do not appreciate Kingdom Hearts enough to comment on that, so sorry. Gosh, doesn't she look so happy? She's like skipping, I swear. She's so happy to just be alive here in Hell Creek. I love the animation on the tail here. For a while, we used to think that dinosaurs like Dakotaraptor and Velociraptor, that their tails would have been kind of very... Oh, bird. Oh, God. Ah, darn it. It's like stiff, immobile beams because they have reinforcing ossified tendons in them. But we eventually did discover some specimens that were preserved while they were asleep and that show the tail curling around them. So they did have some flexibility to them. I so love these dinosaur designs. Oh, what are you looking at over there? Or is that just my camera? If anyone wants to see any more of these sorts of feather dinosaur designs, I'd highly recommend checking out the art of somebody named Emily Willoughby. She does the absolute best feather dinosaurs out there, in my personal opinion. And she's a great person. She's a really nice person. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I got there's a company that does custom blinds, like custom window shades, and I submitted a piece of her art to use, and they emailed me back saying, we can't do this because this is a copyrighted image and you need the permission of the copyright owner. So I actually emailed Emily saying if this was okay, and she said, yeah, as long as you're not going to be selling it or anything, that's fine. So that was very nice of her. Also, good on that company for having that policy, because that is a good policy. I mean, I know they're doing it just because of legal repercussions, but still. So now I have a beautiful, huge painting that she did that is currently hanging over my window, and I will never see the sun again. How many life stages does the Dakotaraptor have? It has hatchling, which is what I first was, juvenile, what I am now, adolescent, adult, and something called super adult. Super adult is just adult, but your stats are higher. But you look the same. Water. So far, it's been pretty uneventful. Nothing has really tried to kill me yet. The sun is overrated. Just ask Gollum. I'll tell you. I haven't seen a single Paleosanua yet. I kind of wanted to. I really kind of wanted to show you that, because I don't know what Outlaw Star is, so I can't really comment on that. I haven't been on the dinosaur ride in forever. The Jurassic Park ride at Universal in Florida is pretty good. The one at Hollywood is not as good. It's kind of crappy. Oh god, yikes, yikes! It's actually chasing me! Motherfucker's actually chasing me! You are an alligator! You should not be chasing me. There you go. What are you doing? It's like scooting. Dinosaurs capture our imagination so much because the real question is, why wouldn't they? There's a paleontologist by the name of Mark Whitten. What's the difference between the two? The animatronics. The animatronics just look a lot better, the Florida ride. Mark Whitten once wrote a great piece about how, like, dinosaurs are basically presented to kids the same way that a lot of franchises are. Like, I've made this comparison before, and some people might have even had me make this comparison before, but dinosaurs are essentially presented to kids like Pokemon. You have this world that they can explore, which for dinosaurs is the Mesozoic era. You have these real cool creatures with sort of diversity of designs. So, you know, Pokemon will have their neat designs. Dinosaurs, there's lots of different types of dinosaurs. You have bad guys, quote unquote, and good guys, where the meat eaters are the bad guys and the plant eaters are the good guys, sort of in that sort of ultra kiddish way. And just like with most things, the bad guys are way cooler than the good guys. So dinosaurs are presented to us in much the same way as a lot of things are. The real question is, why does anyone ever lose interest in them? But that's the other thing they have going for them as well, is that dinosaurs are real. Is that they have all the cool stuff of things like Pokemon or Star Wars, but they're real. And you can actually, like, you can touch an actual dinosaur. Were any dinosaurs made of ice cream? I did eat a type of ice cream called cotton candy dinosaur once. I'm not sure why it was called that, but that's what it's called. So, you know, you can't touch Darth Vader. Oh, I guess you can. But you can never actually hold a lightsaber. You know, you can never actually have your own Pikachu. The sun must become bird. Yes, yes. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, the question is, why doesn't everybody become bird watchers? Why don't we all stick with dinosaurs? That's the real question. Well, I think I didn't finish that thought. What I was going to say is you can't hold a lightsaber, but you can hold a dinosaur tooth. Darn it. Go away. Like an actual real dinosaur tooth. I can put my foot in the exact same spot that a dinosaur put its foot 200 million years ago, and I have done that, and I do that very often at work. Well, I mean, maybe. I am bisexual, so if I liked the guy, and if he has a dinosaur on his pee-pee, then I probably like him. No, 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 no! Oh, darn it. No, no, come back. Come back. Wah, 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 wah. Archaeops? Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I know what that is. I know the later generations, sort of. My favorite's actually Tyrantrum, and the reason is because Tyrantrum is a Pokemon that is more scientifically accurate than Jurassic World. And also because T-Rex is awesome. T-Rex is a great dinosaur. You might say that, like, oh, T-Rex, isn't that so cliche? And I'm like, not really. It's actually a really awesome dinosaur. It's actually really cool. Like, we have so many specimens and we know so much about it, and the more we learn about it, like, the more amazing it becomes. Like, it's a really unique and interesting dinosaur. Was it a real tooth? Because we don't sell real dinosaur teeth. We don't even sell fake dinosaur teeth. Not recently. I know we used to, but... This game is actually going to be made for VR. It's actually going to be VR compatible, which is great because I actually bought, I didn't buy it, I got it as a gift. I got a VR headset. So I cannot wait to explore Hell Creek in virtual reality. The weirdest dinosaur merchandise, one of the weirdest ones I actually saw recently at the American Museum of Natural History were dinosaur desk lamps that didn't even seem to be working very well as desk lamps. And they were also all copied from Papo models, because that's apparently the one thing you're allowed to copy is Papo. And since Papo copied everything from Jurassic Park, that's not particularly, I don't feel particularly bad for them. Oh, shoot! Darn it. They didn't see that. He almost got me. Oh, it does. No, it does. It's got fern prairies. It's got a coastline you can explore. I'm just sticking by the river because it's the easiest place to find food and water, especially for a young one. When I get bigger and I can go for longer periods of time without food and water, I'll explore a little bit. And there's one thing in particular along the coast that I am very excited to show you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys this time around, because it's very cool. Looks like the sun's getting a little low. 7 or 8 years. Let's see. Okay, that's before. That's like before my time there, so I can't really say. Do you remember what kind of dinosaur it was? They're going to have multiplayer for this as well. Yep, there's going to be, that was another one of the stretch goals they reached. Can somebody tell me what PUBG is? Player known battleground. Yep, never heard of it. Just as I thought. All right, I'm gonna go sleep. I love the way that her tail curls around her when she does that. And now it's early morning. Looks like I have reached either the river is curving very sharply, or I am getting close to the end of the river. Yikes. Nothing happens, then you die. Oh, so it's like life then. Ha ha. That was a horrible thing to say. There's a Packy. Just one, looks like. And it's looking at me. Oh, that might be its mate over there. What are you looking at? What are you looking at me? Jurassic Park, definitely. Jurassic Park made an attempt at capturing the paleontology of its time, the late 80s, early 90s. as was Doyle's Lost World, but Doyle's Lost World was made in in the 1911, I think that's when it came out. So yeah, the dinosaurs are very, very outdated. I think there's a description of a megalosaurus that compares it to a frog. Not my first choice of comparison if I was trying to put an image of a dinosaur into somebody's mind. Frog is not the first place I would go. I need to find some food. I'm getting low on food. And so does Red. Ha ha ha! It's funny because I'm fat and I eat a lot. It has bones. It's a tetrapod. Yeah, another Brachycampsa. Brachycampsa will be fun meals when we reach adulthood. We'll actually be able to kill them pretty easily. But for now, we are on their menu. All tetrapods are the same. Yes, this is true. They are all the same. Good thing Darren Naish isn't here to hear you say that. Otherwise he would beat you over the head with his massive textbook that he is writing single-handedly on the vertebrate fossil record. No, even if you lose a limb, you're still a tetrapod. Because snakes are tetrapods and they don't have any limbs left. Being part of a clade is like being in the mafia. Once you're in, there is no way out. Like 3 packies over there. Someone's crossing the river. Oh, wait. Oh, there's a bird. And gotcha. Good, too. I was really running low. Oh, I think this is our first close-up look at a Borealisuchus. So it's bigger than the Brachycampsa, and it's a different color, obviously. And it's more like a crocodile than an alligator. And it's just sitting here. Let's see if I can provoke it. Nope, he is... Good for you. That Borealisuchus is resilient. Now there's another one. Maybe this one is more belligerent. Well, yeah, it is, and that's trying to eat me. Stop trying to eat me. You secondarily ectothermic jackass. That's a fun fact for you. Oh, there's a bird. Crocodiles most likely evolved. I think this was actually in a UCA. Somebody said something about crocodiles having feathers. And I'm like, well, the ancestors of crocodiles and alligators might have had some type of fuzzy body covering. And there is good evidence to suggest that the ancestors of crocodiles and alligators were actually warm-blooded. That they are secondarily cold-blooded. They had warm-blooded ancestors. One reason for thinking this is that, like us, and unlike lizards and turtles and other reptiles, crocodiles and alligators have a 4-chambered heart. Well, I can't teach anybody how to swear. I'm awful at swearing, as you've probably already figured out. Oh, there's some more. Wow, that's a lot of Triceratops over there. They're supposed to spawn in smaller herds than that. That's another thing the game has to kind of work out, is the movement of the Triceratops in herds is kind of wonky. Like, that doesn't... They kind of move too close together. I think there's like 3 merging into one over there. Hashtag secondarily ectothermic jackass. You heard it here first, folks. I can also sit down and rest if I want to. Just wanted to show that off. Doodly-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Doodly-dee. Hey, diddly-diddly. Dinosaur Flanders, that's what the world needs most right now. I swear, I don't know if this is like the game developers trolling us. Does it not look like somebody drew a dick on that hill? Does that not look like a dick? Does that not look like somebody drawing a wang on somebody's forehead? The one on the left in particular. The one on the right is kind of, I don't know, but that one on the left. That's what that looks like to me. And these people would totally do it. You should see some of the things that they've done. Oh, I've finally done it. I've reached the end of the river. This is an old river. It's very, very windy. That's what I learned in my geology class. Old rivers wind. New rivers are straight. Yeah, Jenny was threatening to be in here asking all about dinosaur genitalia. I'm glad you all think that, because we're going to be walking on top of it shortly. We're circling back around toward the coast. Oh, what is that? Oh, bird, got it. Did I get it? No, I think it ran away from me. Oh no, I did get it. It's just, there it is. Okay, yeah, I just couldn't eat it. Cloaca? No, the cloaca is the entry point to the dinosaur dome. It's what I like to call an all-access hole. What am I looking at here? Red? Oh, there's a lizard under the water, but I can't get it because it's too deep. So you live today, lizard. Notable art? Like, of dinosaur sex? I mean, the most gratuitous and the most interesting, I would have to say, would be the one by Memo Kosman of a Stegosaurus sexual... T-Rex flying from the sky? What the hell? Yeah. There's a wizard under the water. That probably is. The painting by Memo Kosman of a Stegosaurus sexually molesting a Haplocanthosaurus. Oh, there's a lizard. Go. Where are you? There you go. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Like I said, early access, still very early in development, still got a lot of kicks to work out. Weird dinosaur art. There is this weird depiction of a Spinosaurus as a trunked elephant seal-like animal that is pretty interesting, to say the least. That's kind of interesting, I guess. Hard to say. There's a blog actually out there called Paleo Fail, which is all about cataloging the absolute worst paleo reconstructions out there, and there are some pretty unusual depictions out there. I mean, there was one that I tried to depict a dinosaur called Microraptor, which is a small, very bird-like dinosaur. And, oh, somebody's killing the Pachycephalosaurus. Oh, T-Rex killed a Pachy over there. But yeah, somebody basically drew this dinosaur, which basically just looks like a crow, and drew it as a four-winged reptilian, almost like something out of Avatar. The James Cameron one, not the good one. See, I'm hoping that T-Rex will leave some behind for me, but I may be a little hopeful. Oh, no? Are you done? Yeah, it's done! Yes! Free food! There's a nice close-up of the Pachy's head. Look at that horizontal pupil. Like a goat or something. Kind of creepy looking. T-Rex might come back to claim its meal, so I gotta keep my eyes on that. Feathered dinosaurs started flying when their feathers could support them. Feathers most likely evolved first as a... I like both avatars too, Trish, but come on, the James Cameron one is kind of bad. Feathers most likely first evolved as insulation to keep dinosaurs warm, as simple hair-like structures. As they became more structurally complex, they could be used for things like sociosexual display, like the tail of a peacock. We know that many Mesozoic dinosaurs had display feathers. And then eventually, as the structures became more complex, they also, purely as a circumstance, became air resistant. And it's the air resistance of feathers that allowed them to be useful for things like gliding, and then eventually for flying. It's hard to say which were the first dinosaurs that could actually do true powered flight. There's a lot of debate over whether or not Archaeopteryx could actually fly. Uh-oh, T-Rex is coming back for his meal. Whether T-Rex could actually fly, or whether it could just glide. So it's hard to say. We don't actually know for sure. One thing we can say, though, is that we definitely did have flying birds that did retain traits like claw. Oh, dude, two T-Rexes! Oh, they're gonna fight! They're gonna fight! Oh, one killed the other. Not a very good fight. So yeah, that Rex just killed this Rex, which is great. Uh-oh, I think he's telling me to piss off. Yeah, see, here's the thing. He just killed this for territorial purposes. He didn't do it to eat. So I have a whole T-Rex that I can gorge myself on. I'm going to go to sleep. And then I'm going to gorge myself on this 6-ton banquet. Oh my god, Christmas has come early. Or maybe this is Christmas, hard to say. I don't have a calendar. It also gives you a chance to really get up close to the T-Rex design. The other dinosaur that had feathers, the one besides Archaeopteryx? Hard to say. It could have been Syntarsus, quote-unquote Syntarsus. Oh, that's probably just Coelophysis. Look at the blue throat pouch. Full display structure there. Caudipteryx. True, Trish, but I hate to say this, but when Beth was in kindergarten, you were already probably like 18. So we're talking different. Oh, hey, I can advance to adolescence. So now are my awkward teenage years. And hey, T-Rex is still here. So now I'm a teenager. Much like bald eagles today, I don't yet have my adult coloring. I don't get my white plumage till I get full grown. I'm literally eating its butt. I'm eating out of its cloaca. Stick my head in there, grab a nice mouthful. And now that I'm bigger, I now have the courage to take on slightly bigger prey items. Yeah, Archaeopteryx was like the only dinosaur they ever portrayed with feathers when I was a kid. Yum, yum, yum. It's just... Oh, but I better go take a drink. Oh, there was something over here. Oh, it's just a bird. But I'll eat it anyway. Oh, but I won't eat it because it flew away. It does not have feathers dangling over its eyes, that I can tell. At least not this one. God, look at this thing. This was made completely by people working in their free time. On their own, for no money. Because even if you count the Kickstarter, this model was done before the Kickstarter was started. This is insane. I'm just going to keep eating it. I have no reason to go anywhere else. Now, eventually it'll disappear. Still shakes her butt. She still shakes her butt. Yep, and there it goes. My days as a mooching scavenger are over. Time to be an active predator again. Oh, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Whatever it is, it's gotta be under the water. Sound design? Not really. I know they definitely thought a lot about sounds, like what sounds would have been more likely for dinosaurs. Like, you'll notice their T-Rex does not roar. It has more of a hissing snarl, kind of like what you might see from a crocodile or an alligator. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about the specifics of the sound design, but I definitely know it's something they did think a lot about. It's probably something you could probably find research on. God, sometimes just watching these tail feathers mesmerizes me. Just, ah. Once back and forth, back and forth. Ah. Oh, wait, something over here. There's a lizard. Did I get it? I did get it. Yeah, actually, I did get the lizard. One bite, though. Only one bite. Oh, there's another lizard. Eventually, when we get big enough, we'll just scoop these lizards up in our mouths. We won't even, like, kill them. We'll just scoop them up. Are there other dinosaurs with better parents? Yes. We know that some dinosaurs practiced post-hatching parental care. So Maiasaura, known as good mother lizards, and dinosaurs actually pretty much span the spectrum when it comes to parenting behavior. Some of them, like the giant sauropod dinosaurs, were as bad as sea turtles, as in dig a hole in the ground, lay a shit ton of eggs, leave them to their own, leave them to the will of the world. Don't take any care of them. Right up to birds, which of course will nurture their young for an extended period of time, will not let them go until they're ready to take care of themselves. We know of some dinosaurs that actually died while protecting their eggs. Oviraptorosaurs, we have multiple specimens that were preserved in association with their eggs, having died in large sandstorms that buried both the parents and the eggs. We still have not seen a Paleosanawa. I am frustrated. It's frustrating. Oh, Gesundheit. Thank you, Kayla. Oh, I do sneeze about as powerfully as a Brachiosaurus. Though, thankfully, not quite as much snot. This time. David, what did you just realize? I'm gonna be a venture capitalist with a billion-dollar industry and a Scottish accent? I mean, believe me, I would love to be a billionaire with a Scottish accent. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. Or ever, for that matter. I mean, I can fake a Scottish accent pretty good, but I can't fake being a billionaire quite as well. Big old amber cane. I would love to have that cane. Oh, there's a lizard. Yep, I got it. Picked it up. Just scooped it up, swallowed it whole. I heard something though. I heard a noise. What was that? Might have been nothing. Famous last words. Bingo. Dino DNA. You know that guy's dead? That voice actor who did Mr. DNA, he's dead. I don't know why. That's just so sad to me. He was not killed by raptors. I think he was killed by cancer. Which is like raptors, but slower and far more painful. Oh, bird. No, I got it. I cannot believe I got that. Yeah, the only downside of getting bigger is that meals that gave me quite a bit of food before don't give me as much anymore now. They don't give me as much food anymore, so I have to eat more often, or, alternatively, find bigger prey. I am now big enough to the point where I'm big enough to the point where I can take on a Paleosanawa and not be too taken aback by the venom, but I haven't seen any yet. Well, either one of the shits from Independence Day is landing, or it's time to go to sleep. Yep, looks like it's time to go to sleep. Paleosanawa. It's the large venomous lizard that lurks around here. Looks like an overgrown Gila monster. Still early in the morning. I woke up early. There's this sort of strange greenish hue that comes over the game at night and in the early morning, but I'll chalk that up to my eyesight. Because as a Dakota Raptor, I probably have more rods and cones that allow me to see more colors than you puny mammals. If the aliens from Independence Day did cause the KPG mass extinction event, all I can say is, welcome to Earth. Playing at night isn't more dangerous necessarily. I'm doing this actually more for your guys' benefit, just because so it's easier to see stuff. Oh, a bird. Well, ponies are mammals. Whoa! Yikes! I just ran right past that Brachycapsa. Oh. He's not happy. Not happy. And if I stepped on him, I guess I can see why. And there's another one that I just stepped on its tail, but doesn't seem to be as upset about it. Can I eat them? Not just yet. I'm going to wait till I'm fully grown to eat the Brachycampsa, because they are very well armored. Here's the thing. Size is deceptive. I may look bigger than them right now, but they still probably weigh about twice as much as I do. I'm all floof. I'm all feathers and tail. They're muscle and scales and, you know, big. They are bigger than me and stronger than me. Ouch, now there's a disturbing image. T-Rex. And I am now big enough to be worth going after, so I am going to keep my eye on that T-Rex. Make sure that it doesn't start chasing me. If it does, I want to make sure I have full stamina. Looks like it's going off doing something else. Going after something else. Might be going after a crocodile. Yep, just took out a crocodile there. I'm going to keep heading downriver, away from the T-Rex, so that it does not stumble across me and decide it wants a tasty early morning raptor snack. Oh, and here's a herd of Triceratops. Come to the river. Probably just going to cross it. Oh, the water is apparently deep enough for them to actually have to swim. Interesting. Doesn't look that deep. And there's a Pachycephalosaurus. I'm still a little too small to take on the Pachy's. I'm going to wait till I'm an adult. And even then, I'm only going to attack them when they're alone. In pairs, they're just a little bit too difficult. Oh, whoa. They just went for a swim, I guess. And thankfully, I'm still way too small to be of any threat to these guys, so they're just gonna bypass me with no concern. They don't care about me. Which is good, because last thing I want is an angry Triceratops chasing me down and goring me right through the chest. Triceratops are awesome, as are the group of dinosaurs they belong to, the Ceratopsians, the horned and frilled dinosaurs. They come in so many different colors, and by colors I mean frill and horn shapes. Like, there's a great piece of art out there by Julius Ottoni that just basically shows a bunch of Ceratopsian heads, and just really gives you a good sort of idea just how many different shapes and sizes these things come in. We're back in the redwood forest. So this is actually close to where we were born. Uh-oh, there's a Pachy. I am now big enough for them to be worth attacking. For them to be worth attacking me, that is. See, look. It's going to come after me, I'm telling you. It is sad. Because maybe it's not, because there's an Acroraptor over there, and that's a nice snack for me. Or at least it would be. If my guy, if Red, would be kind enough to bend over. She's not bending over, why isn't she bending over? Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it does this, I'm not sure why it does this. Oh, there we go. There she goes. killing this Acroraptor not only fills my tummy, but also eliminates competition with younger individuals of my species. Oh, what are you looking at here? Oh, there's another Acroraptor right there. He's swimming. Should I go after it? Yeah, I'm gonna go after it. I'm gonna wait till he makes it to the other side to actually kill it, because if I kill it here, it'll just be floating in the water and I won't be able to actually get to it. So we're just gonna go for a nice swim together, and then when we get to the other side, I'm gonna ruthlessly murder it. How's that sound to you, buddy? Does that sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. Luckily, there are no crocodiles around. Uh-oh, there's a Brachiocampus over there. Hope he doesn't take notice of us. Hey, 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 where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Go to the land. Go to the land. There you go. That's the right way. Sort of. What, do I have to herd you there? Even Red's starting to get impatient. She's like looking at it. Oh. Tasty. Tastes like chicken. Ha ha ha. Get it? Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's check how old I am. I'm 4 years old. I think I have to make it to age 5 to grow up. Well, I'll be growing up hopefully pretty soon. Only another day or two. Day or two in-game, that is. Were dinosaurs white meat? Yes, they were. White meat, only mammals are red meat. It has to do with the way their circulatory and respiratory systems work. So yeah, dinosaurs would be white meat. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Hyper. I hope I was able to educate/entertain you this evening. Oh, there's a Pachy over there. There's one though, looks like. And it's soldering off. Good. Oh, uh-oh, T-Rex. And I have very low stamina, and it's coming right at me! Shit! Shit. Shit. Oh shoot. It's still after me. It's just recovering. Oh shit! It's still after me! Oh. Oh god, it's still... There's a Pachy right behind you! And they're slower, and they have less stamina. No! Stop! Leave me alone! Is that an Acroraptor? I'll be back to kill you later. Maybe. No, it's still after me. God damn it. Oh, God damn it! Ah! Ah! No, I'm not getting in the water. T-Rex are not encumbered by water. They move just as fast in the water as they do on land. At least in the game they do. Oh, has he finally given up? Okay, he's given up. Whew. Alright. It's more like a high-speed chase where everybody has to stop to get gas. Oh, great. Now Pachy's going to chase me. Well, they're slower and have far less stamina, and it takes them a lot more to kill me, so I'm not as bothered by that. Ah, food. Yep, that's right. That's right. Come this way. Yep, there we go. Whoa. Ooh. Get a drink of water. That bird flying away. It was intense for me at least. It is an 80s movie because, as Alan Chaney pointed out, bullies in 80s movies do feel like they are trying to fucking murder you. They're not teasing you so much as they are threatening your life. Anyway, it's been a harrowing day, and it's time for me to go to sleep. Closer to 8 times, actually. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Hell Creek. See, there's that crazy green light. Oh, yeah, the water does that. Dries quickly, though, thankfully. The animation for the raptors going to sleep is actually based on dinosaurs that have been discovered dead, that died in their sleep, and that's what they do. They curl their tails around themselves and tuck their heads underneath their... Oh, nope, don't want you. Tuck their heads underneath their wings. We have false alarm. Well, the nuclear winter is on its way. It's not part of the game yet, but that was one of the stretch goals of their Kickstarter campaign, was something called post-impact survival. So basically, how I figure that's going to work is that after you've been playing the game for a while, the meteor will hit, and you will have to try to survive as best you can in the post-impact nuclear winter. Food will become more scarce, water will become harder to find, the other animals will start becoming more aggressive as resources start dwindling. So it's sort of just like, how long can you last? It's a foregone conclusion. You know you're going to die because, you know, spoiler alert. But it will be interesting to see. Uh-oh. There's another Packy. That's right. Come waddle at me, you fat-bodied. Oh, we've made it back to the coast. We're at the blue salt water. Now that I'm going to take a chance and show you guys something kind of interesting you can find along the coastline. So this is pretty much where we first hatched. This is the redwood forest, kind of near where we first came into this world. And we're pretty close to the coastline. I don't think they haven't talked about defeating anybody. I think it is just a mad, hopeless struggle for survival that ultimately ends in your death and the extinction of 65% of all life on Earth. That's right, just keep making references to things I've never heard of. I'm so lame. It reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's watching a black comedian and he's like making fun of white people. And he's just laughing, going, "You're so right. We're so lame." I'm heading along the... Oh, there it is. There's what I want to show you guys. That's what I want to show you guys, is that big thing sitting on the beach over there. It's a mosasaurus, washed up and beached, dying in the sun, or dead, really. Been dead for a long time. Oh, look at those. Look at the scaly skin on this motherfucker. All based on actual skin impressions of mosasaurs. Ah, what a magnificent animal. And more to the point, what a magnificent feast! Nom 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 nom. Thank you, Kayla. I've always been somewhat proud of my Homer Simpson voice, though I'm not sure that I should be. Now, I'm just going to quickly save the game. And that's not even the best part. This is the best part. So out there is the Western Interior Seaway, a shallow sea that covered the Midwestern United States during the late Cretaceous period. But what's to stop me from just going out and swimming over to the neighboring continent of Appalachia? Well, I'll show you. You see, that wasn't just a neat little feature and a easy snack. That dead, washed-up mosasaur, that was a warning of what happens when you swim too far out into the western interior seaway. It's going to take a little while because you really have to get far out for it to happen, but any second now. Make sure it's not coming up from behind me, if possible. Right. Still hasn't spawned. Oh, there it is. Here it comes. Oh, it's coming to eat me. And I love the animation on this guy, not only because of just how beautiful it is, but look at the behavior of it. It doesn't just come right up to me. You'll notice it circles me, because I'm an unfamiliar prey item. It's not used to tackling animals like me, so it kind of circles. It's like investigating. Like, what is this? And then finally... There we go. Okay. "60-foot sea lizard, ladies and gentlemen. Mosasaurs are actually part of the modern-day group of lizards that includes monitors. They are actually monitor lizards related to lizards like the Komodo dragon. Uh-oh. Am I trapped? Am I stuck in this thing? How did I get stuck in this thing? Oh god, I'm stuck in it. Oh well, I have gotten stuck before and managed to somehow unstick myself. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. We'll take a few more bites of this luxurious banquet and then head back toward the river for a nice drink of water. Oh, which card is it? Oh god, Dinosaurs Attack. For those of you who don't know, Dinosaurs Attack is a card series in the same family as the Mars Attacks trading cards that were made into that Tim Burton movie. Unfortunately, there never was a movie made out of it. I would love to see a movie made out of those trading cards. Kayla, do I even want to know what that's about? Oh, lizard. About one millionth the weight of the mosasaur, and yet a fairly close relative. But I can't really chase it because I'm out of stamina right now. Alright. Gotcha. Oh. What is that? Oh, shit! Packy. Got too close. Oh, God. Oh, that figures. Kayla, I believe the proper term is height shaming. I need to get a drink of water, because I'm pretty thirsty, and we're still nothing but salt water. No, for height it works both ways. Because you're just as likely... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, see? God! That's right, DP is short. Brandon, give her the fucking hand sanitizer. I don't know what it's about, but give it to her. No, he is short. He is short. He's 3'7". Average height for a hobbit. Oh, it sounds like I have a cat trying to get in the room. Should I let the cat in? Should I let Louise in? I'll leave it to you, chat. Oh. 2 years old, but too old to be a kitten. Alright, I'll let her in. Louise, come on. Come on. Yeah, she's standing at the doorway. Being that indecisive cat that she is. I'm actually surprised that in the 2 seconds it took me to do that, the T-Rex didn't show up out of nowhere and scoop me up. Hi there, Louise. Oh, she's going to jump up on the counter. She's going to jump up next to us. Oh, darn it. Somebody could get that. Oh, there's a Packy messing with a crocodile. Can't tell who won, though. I think the Packy won. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have the Packy chase me away. Now both cats are in the room. And then when I lose the Packy, I'm gonna circle back and I'm gonna eat that Brachiocampsa. No, Louise, don't step on the keyboard. Louise. Untied? What the hell are you two doing to my stream? Oh, darn it, I thought I lost you. Can you guys hear that? They're like knocking stuff over. Alright, good night, Trish. Thanks for stopping by. Darn it! Darn it! No, darn! Oh, God. One bite, like, takes away all my health. Well, luckily for me, it seems like it's the end of another day. So I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to take a drink of water. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up and hopefully... There's something over here on the other side of the river. I want to take it over. Yeah, it's just a bird. And I missed it. A couple other blue things out here. Because one of these blue things might be a Paleosanoa. But nope, they're both damn camops. Alright. Sleep. Oh wow, I am over 5 years old. I'm still not an adult. I guess I have to be 6. Oh well, I think I'll have some bird for breakfast. Wash that down with some brown bacteria-filled water. Oh look! Another Pachy that wants to kill me. Oh, an Acroraptor. Oh, a Paleosanoa! Finally! Leave me be. I'm trying to show my friends this big venomous lizard. Ah! Actually, you know what I'll do? I know what I want to do. I want to position myself so that the lizard is in between me and the Pachy. Ah! Oh, God damn it. My favorite fish? I actually hate fish. Fish are the worst. No, that's not true. I don't know a ton about fish. I like sharks. I'll say a great white shark. Let's head this way now. Leather. Leather is my distaff counterpart who believes that all dinosaurs should be scaly. Leathers versus feathers. There's another one! You little fuckers. Or you big fuckers, I should say. Ah! Leave me alone! Dome-headed freaks. Darn it, there's a pair of them. Dead Palette, from personal experience, I can tell you that that statement is 100% true. Oh look, another river. Or is it the same river, just curving very, very sharply? Ah, darn it. Whoa, what just happened? It is very purdy, in fact. Well, it's not freaking out like that. Dinosaurs, did they mark their territory with hand sanitizer? I am not sure. I don't think so, but we may never know for sure. The world may never know. It's like trying to figure out how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Yummy, yummy bird. Swallow it. Whole. I just swallowed that cock whole. Well, actually, the frame rate shit the bed right before she complimented it because of the damn delay. But oh wow, so many birds, so many cocks for me to swallow whole. Oh yeah, it's the same river, it just forks. Dead Palette is definitely right about that. That's why at the park we have hand sanitizer. We have like 3 bottles of hand sanitizer in every room, at least. You need to stop accepting kids from Plum Island, DP. You gotta tell them, no, we're sorry. I'm sure your kids are lovely, but Jesse Ventura told me that they are carrying all kinds of genetically engineered bacteria. I don't know where I'm going with this. Wag, 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 wag. How close am I to being 6? I'm like halfway to being 6 years old. I want to grow up so I can show you guys my magnificent, mature plumage. Is this crocodile? Yes, it's crocodile. You know what I'm surprised we haven't seen of is any more Dakota Raptor. We haven't seen a single other Dakota Raptor since we first hatched. It's kind of weird. Although not really weird. The way the game is programmed, they're not supposed to be many Dakota Raptor here because Dakota Raptor was a very rare animal in the Hell Creek ecosystem. We've been studying Hell Creek for over a century, but we only have like one Dakota Raptor specimen. Oh, that's why they call you DP. Oh. Oh, here's another Paleosanoa. It's trying to run away from me. If I were any smaller than this, it would be trying to kill and eat me, but nope. So I'm gonna attack it. Now, one bite is not enough to kill Paleosanoa yet, so it is gonna try to bite me back, and if it bites me back, it's gonna envenomate me. So let's see what happens. Yep, they got me. Oh, shoot! Ah! God damn it. It's raining. I'm gonna circle back around and see if I can get my meal. That hard-earned meal that I won. There you go. Darn it! Not again! Darn it! Well, that's it. I'm out of here. And just in time, another Aquaraptor. It'd be pretty sad if I was the last. No attractive males with which to mate with. I didn't steal my food because they're herbivores, but again, they are programmed to be so damn aggressive that whenever they see me, they just charge. They just try to kill me. I honestly do think the Pachy's are a little too aggressive. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but, you know. Oh, shit, 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 T-Rex, T-Rex, shit, shit, shit. Oh, another T-Rex fight. Let's see which one wins. Oh, one ran away from the other. That's very rare. That almost never happens. Usually one kills the other. Either way, neither one of them is paying any attention to me. Yet. Alright, I'll just be on my way then. Oh. That's probably from the T-Rex. I need to find food. I gotta keep my food and hydration level up. Otherwise that venom is gonna really take a toll on my health. You notice my red health bar is flashing purple. That's what that means. Oh, darn it. What's... No, it's just a crocodile. Of course you did. You're laughing at my sheer terror of being crushed to a bloody pulp. That sun's getting low. Be time to go to bed soon. Well, not bed, because there's no beds in the Hell Creek Formation. None that we know of, anyway. I'd like to have at least one last snack before sleeping for the night, because my food is fairly low, and it's only going to get lower if I go to sleep and wake back up. There just doesn't seem to be anything around. Oh wait, there's something. I think it's a lizard. Yep. Gotcha. All right. Well, dinosaurs probably were riddled with intestinal parasites, as are pretty much all wild animals. As for the explosive diarrhea, not from the water. I'm sure there were like poisonous plants or mushrooms that if they ate it would give them explosive diarrhea, but they probably had, resistance to the bacteria in the water they drank. See, raw water is good for dinosaurs. It's not so good for people, and that includes Silicon Valley morons. Gotta be close to 6. Yeah, I'll be turning 6 at any moment, at which point I will finally exit adolescence. Some of your friends are Silicon Valley morons? Well, you just admitted they're morons, so I'm not sure what you want me to say. SVMs. So Bisbee, some of your friends are Silicon Valley morons. I'm trying to turn this into a some of your best friends are black joke, but it's not working. And it's time for me to grow up anyway. And here it is. The fully grown adult Dakota Raptor. She's defied all the odds. And finally made it to glorious adulthood, which means I'm now willing to kill more things. So if we find a Brachycampsa or a Pachycephalosaur, I'm totally going to murder it. Great, when I want them to be here, there's none to be found. Tons of morons here in the chat, you mean? I just insulted all the people that are patronizing me right now. In a cocoon, yep. Yeah, raptors start out their lives as caterpillars. And by the way, Brandon, it's a chrysalis. That's the word you're looking for. Oh, got a lizard. I wasn't even sure it was there. Oh, ah. I can kill you now. Yep, killed it. Yummy alligator. Mmm. A lot of meat on this guy. Now, where's a Pachy? That's what I want to finally kill. Dome-headed dicks. Oh, Paleosanoa. Now it's an insta-kill, so they're a much more reliable food source. As long as I get them from behind, they are no threat. That's a good question. I think it takes a couple of days in-game for the venom to wear off. I usually get killed before that, and when you respawn, the venom's effects are gone. So it's hard to say. I'm actually not sure when the venom's effects are supposed to wear off. But so far, it's not. It's not really affecting my ability to find food and water and such. So it's not too bad. It's a little annoying, but I might. First, I'd have to actually get Overwatch, and then I'd have to play it, and then I'd have to not make sure not to fall victim to the same sickness that you and Slime Beast and others have fallen to. But if they do introduce a dinosaur hero, I guess I'll kind of have to get it. Here's that dinosaur penis, by the way, that one they drew. This is it. Whee! Here's the head. Whee! Bonk. To the end of yet another river. And to the edge of the map. I can't actually go past this point, so I guess we've reached the edge of the map. Whee! Cannonball! Pew. Ooh, there's a Brachycampsa. I'm gonna kill it and eat it, because I can now. Oh shoot, oh, darn it. It wasn't giving me any sound, so I didn't hear my poor Dakota Raptor's shrieks of distress. Where am I? Oh, I'm back to when I first grew up. See, now the Venom's effects are gone. What is Dino D-Day? Oh, is that? I think that's a. Was that video game you were telling me about like forever ago? About like dinosaurs at Normandy or something. It's like dinosaurs with Nazis or something, or dinosaur Nazis, which is a rather strange, repeated art meme if you look into it actually. We're still not big enough to tackle the Borealisuchus. They're bigger and meaner than the Brachycampsa. We can't take them on until we're super adult. But I do need to find something to eat. Well, I haven't seen the dinosaurs for Dino D-Day, so I can't comment on that. However, given that it's World War II with dinosaurs, I can't. It doesn't seem like the bar is set particularly high there. Then again, it's probably more accurate than Jurassic World, given that Pokemon, Transformers, Dungeons and Dragons, and Magic the Gathering all have more scientifically accurate dinosaurs than Jurassic World does at this point. What are you looking at, sweetie? Oh, whatever it is, it's gone. Alright, so just as a heads up, once I finally find a Pachycephalosaurus and kill it, I think that's going to be like sort of the cutoff for the stream. It's a good place to end. Yummy. Pokemon dinosaurs. Okay, well there's Tyrantrum, which is their T-Rex, which has a sort of like feathery ruffle over its neck. There's Rampardos, I think it's called, which is like the Pachycephalosaurus. All right, see ya, Abysme. Good night. kill you now. Oh, come on. No, no, no. Oh, darn it. Raptor prey restraint does not work on crocodiles because they're tough scoots on their backs. Alright. I am leaving the river to try to find a Pachy, because I'm getting tired and I have to do some volunteer work tomorrow at the Peabody Museum. So I am taking the initiative. Oh, look, a pond. It's a nice, cute little pond here. I'm surprised there are any ducks. Uh-oh, there's a T-Rex. See if I can circle around it without drawing its attention. Dinosaur King? I know nothing about Dinosaur King. At least I don't think I know anything. It's always possible that I'm just mixing it up with something else. Because let's face it, a lot of dinosaur media just have, oh, two T-Rex, they're going to fight. Have very similar sounding titles. Oh, T-Rex killed another T-Rex. That's good. And it just left it there once again. Uh-oh, it might be coming back. I better be careful. Oh my god, it killed two of them! Well, I don't know, Dead Palette. I don't know why MMA fighters don't have feathers. Maybe they should try having feathers. Have they ever tried doing it with feathers? No. Well, maybe they should try, and maybe it would vastly improve their performance. No. Stop those. Come on, there's got to be. They were everywhere before. I vastly prefer Pokemon's dinosaurs to Yu-Gi-Oh's dinosaurs. Though even Yu-Gi-Oh does have some feathered dinosaurs. So we can add Yu-Gi-Oh to the list of dumb franchises that somehow managed to have better dinosaurs than Jurassic World. Well, there's Triceratops. Performance enhancing feathers. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they could use them to like glide so they can like jump from really high up and I don't know, mixed martial arts. T-Rex taking a drink over there. Yeah, they're really beautiful when they're not trying to murder you. Hyper-realistic CG dinosaurs? Uh-oh. 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 Do we have a lost creepypasta on our hands? And all the characters had hyper-realistic feathers that were stained with blood. I don't know. Oh, whoops. Oh, what are you looking at, sweetie? Oh, Brachiocampsa. I'll be back to kill you later. I gotta find a Pachy to viciously and ruthlessly slaughter. Dinosaurs, the sitcom. Everything that I think about Dinosaurs, the sitcom, can be summed up in the bit the Simpsons did about it. Oh, there's one. And it is just one. Good. Don't have a Stegosaurus, man. Oh, come on. Get out of the water. I can't kill you when you're in the water. Actually, you know what? I can kill you when you're in the water. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill you from behind when you're not looking. There's an episode of The Simpsons where they're watching TV and it cuts to a show that is very clearly dinosaurs. And it's the whole thing is that like they're making fun of dinosaurs for being a ripoff of The Simpsons with stupid-looking dinosaur puppets. And that's basically what I think. It's just a bad ripoff of The Simpsons with dumb-looking dinosaur puppets. I mean, the puppets themselves are impressive. Don't get me wrong. It's Jim Henson. But yeah, die. No, don't drink! Don't drink, you idiot! I'm like almost dead now. They really have to learn how to turn off the drinking mechanic for when you're like trying to bite something. Uh-oh. T-Rex is coming. Darn it! God damn it! God damn it! That's not fair! That's not fair! Oh. That was mine, you fucker! Well, clearly, for the same reason we've never had a woman president. Because of the anti-feather bias. Except for that one instance, in which the dinosaur voting rate was abnormally high for some reason. You know what? I'm calling it quits. That was close enough. I'm not going to the trouble of finding another one just so I can kill it. That was close enough. Alright, so I want to thank everybody for coming out to the stream today. Tonight, rather. Don't forget, we'll be doing this again tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably start a new game because this is pretty much it from here on out. And we might try it on a different difficulty setting. So again, thank you everybody who stopped in to say hi, to ask a question. And if any of you donated, I haven't been checking, of course, because I've been too busy in the eternal death struggle of natural selection to check. But thank you all for coming into the stream. I was genuinely didn't know if anybody would want to do this, would be interested in it. So again, thank you all for coming. Hope to see you all tomorrow, though if not, that's fine too, you know. No worries. We all have stuff we have to do. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it, Beth. So yeah, thank you all for coming once again, and hope to see you tomorrow. If not, that's okay. And apart from that, I'll see you guys around. Alrighty. Now, if I can just figure out how to End the stream.